Down the finale.
You got a bunch of slackers hanging around on campus. I'll give you more on that later.
And speaking of slackers, we bid farewell one last time. Sports Mag, right now. Guys, and welcome to the final episode. I'm Andy McDonald, sitting alongside David LaRose, and it's a bittersweet ending.
Right, it's been a great 4 years here at Sports Mag, but it's been a great 4 years for another guy that came to Boulder this past week.
That's right, visiting Boulder on the much-anticipated arrival of President Barack Obama. CU's greeting party included a few Buffs coaches. Head football coach John Embry, offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy, and assistant Jay Sean Sykes posed on the steps of Air Force One after meeting the president. When asked by Obama how the team was looking, Embry replied, "We'll be better." Assistant basketball coach John Prelu made sure that the president remembered his brother-in-law, who coaches Oregon State, lost to the Buffaloes in Boulder. For Embry's staff, they hope this will not be their last meeting with the president. The football team that wins the BCS National Championship gets a day in the White House to celebrate. The Colorado basketball team also was up close and personal with President Obama, but the heat of the moment was too much for their soon-to-be sophomore point guard. Spencer Dinwiddie, who had seats behind the president with forward Andre Robertson, passed out during the president's speech. Dinwiddie tweeted that he blacked out because of dehydration, and the heat in the arena was over normal capacity. The rest of the basketball team had a prime view of Dinwiddie to the side of the stage. They probably blocked a few views with their height in a standing room only section. Dinwiddie said after the event that he was fine, but the heat of meeting the president got to the smooth shooting Buff star.
Ryan Miller is getting all suited up for this weekend's NFL draft. With the draft's first round already in the books, the 6'7", 325-pound senior is still awaiting the opportunity to wear his specially tailored draft day suit. Most draft experts expect Miller to be taken in the later rounds, if at all, but that doesn't put a damper on his confidence. Miller isn't the only Buff hoping to make the transition to the NFL. Wide receiver Tony Clemens, quarterback Tyler Hansen, and running back Rodney Stewart were among the 28 CU players invited to last month's NFL Combine. Although the invitation itself doesn't secure a draft spot, these Buffs still hope to hear their names called before the draft is all said and done.
That's right.
Well, when Colorado took on Colorado State in mid-September at then Invesco Field at Mile High, it was a rebuilding year for both teams. The Buffs won 28-14 in an overall ugly game.
But the second time around, this time at the recently renamed Sports Authority Field at Mile High, and this time in men's lacrosse, it was a matchup of top 10 opponents. CU number 9, CSU number 4, and guess what? They still don't like each other.
So here Riley Seidel goes coast to coast, puts his 5-hole to put the Buffs up early in this game. They don't really like each other, like you said, Andy, and this is classic Rocky Mountain showdown here with a little contact. Colorado State taking out the CU player there. And then we see another goal from Riley Seidel. The ball's passed around and it finds Riley Seidel again, and boom, you can't even see it, and neither could the goalie as it hits the back of the net. 4-2 Buffs up at the half.
Ominous clouds looking on over at Mile High Stadium, but no rain was to be seen. Buffaloes and Rams were coming out firing in the second half. Riley Combe, number 5 here, changes hands, fires it up. Buffs go up by 4, 10-6, but that's when the Rams mount their comeback. Here they come, and it wouldn't be a rivalry without a little comeback, so here they come once again. Sean Smith fires, shoots it, scores. That's 4 unanswered here for the Rams. Rams force it into overtime. You'll see one more goal before we get to overtime period, but Rams look good, score with 38 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, force that overtime. But it would take 2 overtimes for the Rams to become on top, and you'll see here, goal past Brad McNee as the Rams win the Rocky Mountain Showdown. Unfortunate for the Buffs, 11-10 Rams. Rams out on top. CSU takes the finale of the Rocky Mountain Showdown.
Colorado Athletic Director Mike Bones said back in January that he was finalizing future football games on the East Coast. Well, it became official this past week when the CU football team added the University of Massachusetts to their schedule for 2014. The Buffs will travel to Boston to play UMass on September 6, 2014 in Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Patriots. UMass will make 2 trips to Boulder in 2015 and 2019 to fulfill its obligations in the contract. CU is 7-22 all-time in games played in the Eastern Time Zone. However, the Buffs did win the 1990 national title over Notre Dame in Miami.
That's right. The Colorado triathlon team, rather fittingly, won their 3rd championship in a row. National championship, that is. It was the 13th time in school history they've done it. They finished with 100 points overall, beating the closest competitor by at least 60 points. Despite getting kicked in the face on accident and losing his goggles, Rudy Kesar was the best Buff finisher, finishing 2nd overall. Sophomore Jesse Frank says the team went into the championship weekend, quote, with a balanced mindset, somewhat laid back, but also focused on the competition.
Well, coming up after the break, senior Mike Kerner goes on campus one last time to relive the best moments over the last 4 years.
Yeah, that's right, and many of the students that sit on Norland Quad are slacking more than others. We'll show you how this nimble group is becoming more than a Colorado trend.
Corps are usually very adventurous people, very outdoorsy. They usually are very caring, very passionate people.
For the 2nd year in a row, CU Boulder has outproduced all other universities in the nation, both big and small, in the number of alumni who are serving as Peace Corps volunteers. That's a very, very important thing for us.
Peace Corps continues to be the gold standard for international volunteer service. It's Americans making a difference around the world, and many of those Americans have come from this great university.
I'm not sure if it's the beautiful setting or the mountains or the weather, but one thing's for sure, there's a special civic pride on this campus.
The great spirit of volunteerism here on campus and internationalism that you find here really just kind of brings Peace Corps out a little more than it does on other campuses, I think.
You should be very proud to come from a campus that inspires so much public service and collectively works to build a better world.
They may call themselves slackers, but these students have a true passion for their sport. Sports Mag's Megan Thompson met with CU's club slacklining team to get an inside look on the growing sport.
You may have seen it in the mountains, or even walking on campus, or perhaps you caught it at the Super Bowl. Not tightroping, but yes, slacklining. It's the new up-and-coming sport. It's starting to take hold at the University of Colorado. Members of the club's slacklining team got to show off their skills at the School of Mines in the Thaw competition.
We've got 8 guys down here for the comp. So yeah, it's getting pretty official.
Thaw was much more than just a competition. It was a slacklining community event. Slacklining truly is its own culture. Slacklining was already making its name in the United States, but when Madonna used it in the Super Bowl halftime show, it caught on like wildfire. Gibbon is one of the largest slacklining companies, and one of their professionals gave life to it all and showed the endless possibilities slacklining has to offer. And Gibbon's slackline instruction, Josh Bedouin, said the performance gave the budding sport exposure to a wider audience.
People were like, what is that? And then you start Googling it and watching Andy Lewis and everybody else's videos, and it's crazy. Madonna really helped it to get mainstream.
Many slackliners come out of CU in Boulder. Students have taken slacklining to the next level and have made a career out of it. Some professional slackers, as they call themselves, spend their time teaching celebrities, walking from mountaintop to mountaintop, and even on the Conan O'Brien show.
Conan's really tall. It was fun. We just got to hang out and slackline on his stage, and Yeah, it's interesting to be on TV in front of so many people performing. It just adds a different aspect to the sport.
Slacklining really is for everyone, from little kids to adults, even dogs.
But just to slackline, anybody can slackline. You see little kids over here doing it, and it's for everybody, really.
From arms to abs, you would think you would have to be in incredible shape, but in reality, it's much more than just a physical sport.
Slacklining is really all about focus, concentration, and balance, and it's really not as easy as it looks.
It's all about focus, really. The main thing is just breathing, realizing that it's not that scary.
These slackliners do butt bumps to chest bumps to planks and even some classic yoga positions. They look like gymnasts on a trampoline, but really they're just regular people on 2 inches of rope strung from tree to tree. Slacklining is huge in Europe and blossoming in the United States. It is growing at a rapid pace, and the more knowledge people gain, the more it will continue to grow.
It's a competitive sport. You guys might see this in the X Games or the Olympics one of these days. I mean, the athletes are, what they're doing on the line, backflips, the double backflips almost landed right now, so it's getting pretty crazy as far as the talent.
Slacklining is such a unique sport, and it's quite the sight to see. It appears to be the sport of the future. Megan Thompson, CU Sports Mag.
Megan, coming off one of their best regular seasons in school history, the CU women's golf team is gearing up for the first ever Pac-12 championship tournament in Pullman, Washington. The Buffs come into the conference tournament as the number 11 team in the country and are seeded 4th for this tournament. CU has achieved the highest ranking in school history and are coming off 3 of their best performances in recent memory. Although they have not played a tournament in over a month, the Buffs will be ready to go in Washington as they look to add a 4th conference championship to CU athletics this year.
With the NFL draft in full swing, some CU football players are anxiously awaiting a phone call from an NFL franchise. This year's graduating class is not as flashy as previous years, so that got us to thinking about those previous CU football players to be drafted into the NFL and how soon they heard their name called. Our question to you is, who is the highest drafted player in Colorado football history? We'll give it some thought, and we'll have it later in the show.
As the school year comes to a close, some students are wrapping up their final semester of their college career. Sports Mag senior Mike Kerner hit the campus to ask CU seniors what they remember most about their 4 years here in Boulder. Take it away, Mike.
As graduation approaches, all the great memories I've had of being a Buff fan have been flowing back to me. This got me thinking, I wonder what other seniors remember about their past 4 years here at Colorado rooting on the Buffs.
Okay, so one game we were really behind. It was an evening game our sophomore year. We were like really behind, and then we just came out of nowhere, and I just got off work and I got to see like the second half of the game. We came out of nowhere and then we won, and everyone was so happy and they all rushed the field, but I was too scared.
The CSU-CU football game.
Yeah. I went to a couple of basketball games. I can't remember which one was actually my favorite, but I definitely loved our basketball game this year.
My favorite Buff memory is getting woken up by my roommates at 6 a.m. and getting decked out in gold and black and glitter all over the place to go watch the Buffs beat the Rams at the CU-CSU game.
I think just going with my friends last year to go to the game with all my buddies. I think that was awesome.
Okay. I mean, any of the times that we beat CSU.
Oh, he's the one that got fired, right?
That I honestly can say I do not know. Right. So.
Oh, was it Hawkins?
I would guess Hawkins.
Much higher.
6 and 6.
I'm gonna go. I'll just go 6 and 6.
9. 7 and 5.
Well, it's been a fun 4 years here in Colorado, and it looks like some seniors made it to more games than others. For CU Sports Mag, I'm Michael Kerner.
It's been a great 4 years, like I said in the package, and it was so good hearing from seniors and what they really enjoyed about CU and the athletic program here. It was just great hearing from them.
That's right. We had a good run this last year, and it was good to be a senior and good to go out on top.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah. All right, well, as you know, every week we like to shout out a few Twitter accounts, and we're feeling especially senior really oriented here, so we'll promote 4 of our own.
First, you should follow our personal accounts: Andy McDonald at Andy_McDonald, David LaRose at David_LaRose, and me, of course, Mike Kerner, MI Kerner13, and of course Nick Rothschild at Nick_Rothschild.
That's right.
Rothschild just as awesome as us 3 up here. Yeah. We didn't really want him up on the desk, but that's all right.
That's all right.
He got his time last week on the desk.
Good. All right. Go for it.
And so, yeah, don't forget to follow us here at CU Sports Mag for all the up-to-date information on CU athletics.
Coming up, President Obama wasn't the only person visiting the Sink this week. CU gathered the most loyal student fans, the C Unit, for a reunion and a much-deserved thank you.
And what a year it has been. We look back at some of the best Buff highlights from this past year.
Don't go anywhere. Stay here, and we'll get to those highlights soon.
We won 24 NCAA championships, sent 18 NASA astronauts into space, inspired 4 Nobel laureates, unlocked the genetic secrets of cancer in a place that averages over 300 days of sunshine a year, ranks as America's smartest and healthiest city, and is home to the mightiest mascot in college sports. If you didn't know what the University of Colorado is all about, now you do.
Party last night, man. Yeah, no. Wait, I can't really. You're breaking up. Lost service. Yeah, no, and then he shoved me, and I was like, that's not cool. And so I just rocked him, and it was tight.
It was a total dime piece, man. Took him back to my place, had a few drinks, you know what I mean.
And after all of that, she told me she had a kid, and I'm not trying to be any part of that right there. You know what I mean? It was a crazy.
Welcome back. The CU track and field team had one of their best showings at the Beach Invitational in Southern California. Freshman Brittany Lewis started the day off with one of the best long jumps in Colorado history. She leaped 19 feet and 7 inches, the 4th longest jump by a Buff and setting the tone for the rest of the meet. Joe Morris then flew by the competition in the 200-meter dash, crossing the finish line ahead of the pack. The junior won the race with a time of 20.77 seconds. The bus will have another split trip this weekend, visiting Colorado State and Stanford.
That's right. The CU tennis team has had its struggles this season, posting a disappointing 0-10 mark in the Pac-12 conference play. Their struggles continued Thursday as they were unable to win a single match during the first day of the Pac-12 tournament. Christina Slick, Winnie Janssens, and Juliet Sturr all lost in straight sets in the conference singles championship draw. Perhaps the Buffs' best chance to win a match is in doubles play, which starts Friday afternoon.
We have given you some time to think over that trivia question about Colorado football players that were drafted into the NFL, but we'll remind you of that question one more time. Who was the highest rated drafted player in Colorado history? And the answer is Bo Matthews in 1974. Matthews was a fullback at CU and was drafted number 2 overall by the San Diego Chargers. Hopefully we'll hear some of the CU players' names called in the next few rounds of this year's NFL draft.
That's right. Not as high as Bo Matthews, but hopefully just up there. Reunions are common for high schools and hit TV shows, but not usually something for college basketball fans, unless you're the C Unit. The 50 C Unit members who were flown to Los Angeles for the Pac-12 tournament reunited at the Sink this past weekend to celebrate their accomplishments. Also known as the OG 50, which stands for the Original Gang of 50, the C Unit played a vital role in the Buffs' success in LA and Albuquerque. Head coach Tad Boyle made a special appearance, took pictures, and signed autographs. Athletic Director Mike Bone also spoke, promising the graduating seniors home basketball tickets anytime in the future. The Colorado-owned Jamie Guy was named the Pac-12's Video Coordinator of the Year. The award is voted by the members of the Collegiate Sports Video Association and will officially be announced at a banquet on March 17th. Guy is also a finalist for the prestigious Bob Matley National Video Coordinator of the Year award. Now in his 8th year as CU's Director of Sports Video, this is the 3rd time he's won the conference-specific award, the first 2 coming as part of the Big 12.
Over 30 CU student athletes, 15 of which had perfect 4.0 GPAs, were honored Tuesday morning for their outstanding academic accomplishments during the 20th annual Student Athlete Recognition Banquet. The highlight of the night was the presentation of the Clancy A. Herbst Jr. Student Athlete Achievement Award, which was given to women's track heptathlete Katie Dreyer and linebacker Doug Rippey. The award is given to athletes who overcome personal, academic, or emotional difficulties to succeed both academically and athletically. Dreyer lost her father last November in a plane crash, while Rippey had to deal with 2 knee surgeries along with the death of one of his childhood friends last month. From all of us at CU Sports Mag, we would like to congratulate all the student athletes on another outstanding year, both on and off the field.
Well, it's been an exciting year overall, and I can't wait to look back at just what we had to offer.
That's right.
Let's take a look at those sports videos of the year.
Going to be a good weekend for weather here in Boulder.
Yes, it is. Hopefully a little sun, catching some rays. Audie Streetman has more, so take it away, Audie.
Here at Sports Mag, it's our last show of the semester, so I thought a good way to leave it off is with our 7-day forecast. Looking forward to the rest of the week here in Boulder. You can see Saturday and Sunday we're going to see some rainy skies, partially cloudy through the rest of the week. Highs we're going to cool down over the weekend to the upper 50s and mid 60s as well. Lows in the mid to upper 30s. Monday through Friday though, we're going to warm back up. We're going to see some partially cloudy skies. Highs ranging from 75 all the way up to 84 to 85 degrees on Friday. It's going to be a really great week, lots of sunshine. Even though it's our last week of classes and we're getting stressed out over those finals, we'll have some good weather to look forward to as well. Also this weekend on Saturday, the track and field team is going to have the Jack Christensen Invitational in Fort Collins. It's going to be not the best weather for track and field. We'll see some rain throughout the day, high of 55 degrees, 37 as a low. So if you're planning on going to that event, you'll want to make sure to take an umbrella or a poncho. Also though, this weekend, some better weather to look forward to is in Steamboat. We're going to see a high of 52 degrees on Saturday, 57 on Sunday, lows ranging in the mid to upper 20s, but it's going to be beautiful up in the mountains if you're able to head up to the high country. Steamboat is one of my favorite spots to go if you have the time, but other than that, that's all the time we have for weather this week at CU Sports and Mag. We'll see you next semester.
Thanks, Audie, and we'll come back after break. We'll say goodbye one last time.
All seniors are graduating from Sports Mag, and we honor them with a look back at some of their best and worst moments. You won't want to miss this. Stay tuned.
Let's sit down for a second, okay, sweetie? Hey, Kayla, there's Mary from your class.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Kayla. Come and play.
Oh, sweetie, sweetie. Why don't you go play with those kids over there?
Why?
Imagine the power of one voice. Find yours at freedomcenter.org.
A mi Juan le cuesta mucho hacer la tarea. ¿Cómo puedo ayudar? By coming here, you're already helping. Teachers have a lot to learn from parents.
Dice que ya con venir aquí estás ayudando, que los maestros tienen mucho que aprender de ti.
By the way, he's been a little mischievous lately.
Dice que me porto requete bien.
Juan.
Hables inglés o no, debes participar en la educación de tu hijo. Aprende cómo llamando.
Only you
can prevent forest fire. And it's true. We know we can count on you to do what Rocky says.
drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we can count on you to do what Rocky says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Well, it's senior package time. I'm looking forward to see everyone's awkward moments.
Oh, I can't. Let's not wait any longer. Take it away.
Into foul trouble, but they're able to stick with it. They forced the game into overtime.
David, you always took my jokes with a smile.
Another week in the Twitterverse.
I was terrified of you when I first joined Sports Mag.
3 Buffs women ran ahead of the herd last Saturday at the UW Track and Field Inventory. The 3 rival teams will join the Buffs. Sorry, 1 second. 3 rival teams will join the Buffs.
We've grown as friends and as colleagues here at Sports Mag.
Boulder, we know that we had that huge snowstorm Thursday going into Friday.
He's sitting there, no shirt on, athletic shorts, eating a donut, drinking a beer, and writing a blog.
The best home court advantages in the country. Another week in the Twitterverse, and we're going to delve a little bit deeper into that game.
The CU ski team is fighting off the weather.
He's easygoing, but at the same time, he'll definitely give you a little bit of the business if you do something stupid.
We luckily promoted you, although we really didn't have a choice.
Spencer Dinwiddie, he matched the Buffs. He had slow, sloppy first half, but he came out strong in the second half.
I know you're from New Jersey, and that must be really difficult for you to deal with, but I just want you to know that I don't hold it against you, and I think you're a great sports mag.
The CU track and field team is off to a running start this spring season, but they're going to have to step up. Jason Washburn's really going to have to step up for Utah.
You know, getting to see you grow and learn this whole trade has been a real pleasure.
So I'm going to miss you bringing your dirty Jersey vibe to Sports Mag.
Andy McDonald, holy cow.
5 skiers placed between 6th and 12th place in the slalom.
Andy, you, sir, are the man.
All right, now when we come back, we'll have Luke Rosenmeyer and Adi Streetman on the double team desk.
What up, LeBron? We've had our fair share of good times over the last 4 years here at Sports Mag.
Thanks, LeBron.
Back in position.
In position. Get on your feet and start a stampede. The CU student section has reached the national semifinals.
Andy, you're the corniest person I've ever met in my entire life. But it's okay, you do you. You'll get a job for that.
We're, quote, out-hustled and out-physicaled, which hindered them from scoring.
And I'm going to do this because that's his thing.
All you do is yap on camera, just yap, 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 yap.
Well, he only got number 4 on the Sports Center top 10, but hey, we'll forgive him for that one.
Yeah. You've done a great job as a producer. You've made so many packages and done so much.
Sports Mag's going to be a scary place without him.
But the dream to play at the highest level started long ago.
Although, if you don't level that audio, I will come out of the grave and hunt you down.
I know, right? Well, that was nice. I mean, for 5 of you guys, I mean, all 5 of us, I wouldn't have done it any other way.
No, it's been a great time these past 4 years, or 2 years for me, but...
Yeah, great 4 years. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Good luck next year without us.
So long, one last time.
So long.